Hi, Sharks. I'm David Kittle from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hi, Sharks. I'm Chad Lee from Bentonville, Arkansas. We're here today seeking $150,000 for 10% equity in our company, Foam.
Sharks, the cooler industry has a major problem. The cooler!
That's right, Sharks. So many of the coolers that are out there today are really more geared for the hardcore, top of the mountain, crazy outdoor experience.
What about most of us that don't need to keep ice for 10 days? Or a heavy, expensive, bear-proof cooler with all the bells and whistles? We just wanted a simple, functional way to keep our drinks cold and use it at the beach, park, pool, or on the boat.
Sharks, we saw a huge hole in the market, so we created Foam.
We're the world's first 100% EVA foam cooler. You might know this material from those popular clog shoes.
This material makes our cooler extremely lightweight, sustainable, and did I mention, it'll even float on water.
Oh.
It's perfect for swimming with sharks.
It's incredibly durable, but don't take my word for it. Bring it in!
Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Can I drive that thing?
Well done.
Well, I guess the stage isn't as durable as our cooler.
Wow, that was pretty
let's
amazing.
see the results.
Sharks, no one's getting crushed like a cockroach today.
Really? Look at that. Here's the problem. I'm going to give 150,000, but 10 of it's going to go to the set to get it repaired.
Sharks, please take a look at it and run it over in your spare time.
So
That was really
We are back with another Shark Tank reaction video. I'm Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets, as well as patents. Now, this is an interesting one, and I think this is interesting. I definitely think you have some patentable features on it. They kind of really didn't get off into it in detail, but again, definitely, I've never seen a cooler. And again, maybe I'm just not kind of partying and barbecuing and out on the beach as much as the next person, but I've definitely never seen a cooler that holds and cools drinks that's able to float on the water. Maybe that's out there, but that's something as a patent attorney that has my ears perked as far as whether or not something is can kind of be protected around that concept. It seems like this thing is extremely durable. I'm not sure what EVA means, but it seems like that's something that is a material or whatnot. So, we hopefully hear more about that. The three things that I typically look for, plus the bonus one to see whether or not you have a rocket or a company that maybe is just able to make, a couple of dollars, millions of dollars, or hundreds of thousands, is number one, how simple is the product? This seems like this thing is pretty simple as a cooler, and I like the fact that it seems like almost like a personal cooler. It doesn't seem big and bulky and things like that. So that's it seems to be pretty straightforward, pretty simple. How effective is it? Now, a lot of times that's going to be based off the sales, based off the reviews, which I'm sure as we get off into this pitch that we'll kind of learn more about that. And then what's the market like? Now, obviously, we know that coolers are a big thing, whether you are, vacationing at the beach or out at the, neighborhood barbecue or whatever the case may be. I was just out tailgating at Jackson State at a homecoming game, and we took 2 or 3 coolers with her. So again, it's a lot of uses, and the market is definitely there for a cooler. It has a lot of uses, and again, it seems like this one has some maybe additional uses compared to what's out there as far as being able to float, things like that. And then the fourth, or the bonus one, is the IP. Are you protecting the IP? I'm a big proponent as a patent attorney to protect not only your patents, but your trademarks and things like that, to the extent that you have something there. And just based on that initial pitch, I guess buzzwords that as a patent attorney, when I hear, I'm thinking, okay, this thing can be protected. So I would imagine that and we'll see, lawyers typically the one that brings it up, if they have patents on a cooler. But again, it seems like Foam, they have the TM there. So it seems like that's, I'm not sure if they filed a trademark application, but at least put people on notice that they're using the word foam as a trademark, a trademark term, which is great. I love to see that they're putting people on notice for that fact. I'll kind of look at the test database as we go through this pitch to see is it protected or they have a trademark application pending. This one I think is going to, I don't know. Typically they save the best for last. This is the fourth pitch of, I think was episode 6 of season 16. So let's see. It'll be interesting in knowing the sales. Seems like the valuation is pretty straightforward. 150K for 10%, just a $1.5 million valuation. So that's a great thing. It seems like the opening kind of spiel was interesting, broke the stage. So we'll see if that helped them or hurt them as we kind of get towards the durability of things. Please hit the like button if you like these type videos as well. If you're not part of the IP community, I would love to have you part of the IP community. So please hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed to the community as of now. We kind of talk a little bit about everything intellectual property, but we do these Shark Tank pitches. We do bring on people such as the different pitchers on Shark Tank, kind of tell their story a little bit more in detail. We talk about current events as well as infringement cases. So let's get back to it. These are just some of my initial thoughts. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section as we get back and see what the Sharks think about this. Let's go.
Really impressed.
Is this a good insulator, though? I mean, it's very thin, right?
It's a
very
cooler.
light.
But how do you convey the durability to somebody when you're trying to sell them? And I guess the bigger question is, where do you sell them?
So far year to date, we've done 114,000. But on the way here, we got a commitment for another $137,000. So that brings us to a total of 251 for this year to date.
All direct to consumer?
No, actually, one of our weaknesses is direct to consumer, and we want to put that out there. We've come from the big cooler companies. That's our background, and
What
we'll get into
cooler
that.
company did you come
Yeah,
from?
me and Chad actually met each other while working at Coleman. So
Oh, gotcha.
I'm a designer, and I've actually designed product for several Shark Tank brands. I've designed product
You
for
have? Like what?
like Tush Baby, Guardian Bikes.
There you go.
Yeah, so I've seen all my clients go out and make millions of dollars, and I'm like, man, I should do that myself.
My background is in the sales and product development side of the business. I've worked for Walmart my whole career, as well as pretty much every other major retailer, Costco, Target, et
So,
cetera.
guys, there's a lot of coolers,
There's a lot.
as you know.
A lot.
So what's going to differentiate foam from the other 9,000 coolers that are out there from $29 to $399?
In the cooler market, everyone's doing the same thing.
Everyone's trying to go ultra durable, hardcore, hold ice for 10 days, be bear proof.
You don't need that
And we said, okay, that's cool and that's fun.
for
But
certain situations. Yeah.
What do the masses want? What area is being
They
ignored?
want less weight.
Yeah,
Exactly.
This is
And
perfect beach cooler.
You're going to find, Mr. Wonderful, when you take this to the beach and it gets all sandy, one of the benefits is how easy this is to clean. There's no nooks, there's no crannies, there's no fabric.
No nooks and crannies.
I'm going to throw ice in the bottom. I'm
You
going to
have
put
to
my
put ice in it,
caviar
right?
and champagne in
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
It's going to keep
Caviar.
it cool.
It'll hold 4 bottles of wine, 30 cans.
How much does it cost you to make?
We retail them for $99. We wholesale for approximately $50, depending on the channel. And then we land it for $25.
Let's talk about retail for a second, because
Yeah, sure.
a lot of coolers are actually purchased in retail spur of the moment. I know the distributor Coleman uses, okay? I know how they do their pallet programs, because I compete with them for pallets in pizza ovens, same distributor.
Right.
Because you guys know the industry, and you know the distributors. Have you talked to any of the big guys?
Yeah, so we launch in Target in about a week.
How are you getting distribution in there?
We sell direct. So
Well, you're not getting every store then, right?
no, we're doing about 97 stores to
Well, that's
start.
nothing.
Well, it's nothing to start, but one of the things I've learned from watching the show over the last 14 years is never walk into, say, a Walmart or
No,
a
you want
Target
to prove
and say,
yourself to, but
"Give me
if you prove
2,000
yourself
stores."
to and you want to get 2,000
That's
stores, what are
actually
you
really
going to do?
smart.
That
You
is-
could get
that is-
killed.
that is
I want to be
With
very
the size
intentional.
of this, if you had gone into a lot of stores, if you'd gone into 1,000 Walmart stores and they could return to you after the summer season.
Oh,
and
yeah, then it's
this
over. Your
size,
Yeah,
business
never
is
do
done.
that.
your-
Yeah.
your
that's why
business
we're
would be
moving
destroyed.
slow because we don't want that to happen.
That's something
Exactly.
But
I've
I
learned from watching
I'm
you
having
all.
a challenge here, because when you said that price, if I walked into the store, I would think that this is either the normal styrofoam cooler.
Yeah.
It doesn't present itself as a high-end cooler. And then when I would see the price on it, I think I wouldn't understand it.
So
as
there's
well.
nothing in the market like this today. This is the world's first.
But I understand, but it's very hard from the way it looks right now. I like this cooler. I do like it.
Yeah, me too.
Guys, how much do you
Yeah.
have invested of your own money?
We both have $150,000 into it together. I HELOC'd my house. Chad left his W-2. So we're all in this. It has to work.
It
Like,
better work. My
Yeah,
wife said
right?
it better work.
That's all in. That's the power of broke that Damon talks about
Yeah.
all the time. So what happens if it doesn't sell through?
So we don't have a take back for Target. So
But that's not the point, you
what
know,
they're
right? Because if
taking-
they just don't reorder,
Yeah,
then
they-
the
they
whole
won't
premise of the
reorder.
company is
it fails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they feel 99 is a good price?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me tell you just real briefly the Target story. We cold called them. We got a Zoom meeting. They just loved it. And the merchant said to us, there's just nothing new. And so they bought it sight unseen. They said, you know what? How many stores can you do?
So you didn't even send a sample. They
didn't
just
see a
said, we're
sample.
going to.
We got an end
And
cap.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they
That's
asked,
very hard to
how
get.
many stores can you do? And that never happens.
Yeah, we're like,
And we said, we want to be intentional. So we want to do about one container. That's about 97 stores. So we dictated that number.
I think that the reason why Target did it sight unseen is because they see tons of product and you have a category buyer.
Yeah.
Like if you're a buyer, you know
we
what
can
this
speculate
is.
why they
So
did
let me
it, but
just
it doesn't
finish.
matter
Let me
if it
finish.
doesn't sell
It
through.
does matter.
Why?
They're
What
bright.
does it matter?
Just shut up.
Well, I mean, why does it matter? Who cares?
So what you did is you did disrupt a category. So
With no sales, they disrupted the category?
But what I want to say is you controlled the buyer instead of the buyer controlling you. 99.9% of anybody selling to a store is so excited to get into the store that they do whatever the buyer says. You're doing everything right. I will be a customer. It's just not the right investment for me.
Yeah.
You are definitely great entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
But I'm sorry, on this one, I'm out.
Look at it, and as Lori kind of goes out there, I do want to give some thoughts here. I love the fact that they are, it seems like well balanced. One is a designer and the other seems like in sales. So it seems like that's a good balance as opposed to, having both designers or both salespeople. I would imagine that one being in design and one being in sales balance each other out. Then the other thing is, I love the fact that, man, we all are developing skills from being at our company. So I'm developing obviously a skill set as a patent attorney, as an IP attorney, doing this for 10 years. Whether you are in HR, whether you are an engineer or whatever the case may be, you're developing a skill set just kind of based on being on a job, which is a great thing. And I guess the next phase for just us as people to be able to say, okay, yeah, I'm working this job 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, but what can I do to kind of start something up on my own based on the skills that I have? So that's kind of what I've been doing with the media side of things. And it seems like both of these guys were with Coleman. I guess I'm not familiar with Coleman, Cooler Company, but it seems like they kind of took that skill set and said, hey, man, let's kind of start something else on our own to be able to kind of bring to the masses, hopefully be able to monetize off of. And again, that's something that I love. It seems like they're kind of doing their thing in Target. Just at Target the other day, it seems like they were able to kind of dictate those terms. One of the things that I do think with the D2C, I haven't heard much about that. It seems like it seems like they're B2B at this point. But I think with the social platforms and whatnot, you can really take advantage of this thing, just getting it out there direct to consumer. People buying it for $10, $15, or whatever the case may be on your website, on Amazon, on eBay, on these social platforms and these e-commerce platforms. So that's interesting that they are not kind of taking more advantage of that aspect of it. It seems like it's some room to grow with that. 114,000 year to date. Yeah, it seems like a low number, but I mean, I don't know. I actually really like the product, and I think if they tweak some things and kind of really hit the social media a little bit harder and kind of go D2C, I think it's some opportunity there. Let me know if you guys agree with me on that or disagree with me. And to the extent that you're a part of that $114,000 that they made, let me know what you think about the product. This is an interesting one, and I would love to know for those of you who, I guess, bought the product. Do you like it? Do you love it? Maybe not so. Please leave that in the comment section. And then let me know to the extent that you haven't, would you actually buy the product? Is this something that you think you'll be interested in buying and using? I'll be up, man. I would imagine that I can use this. Seems like $10, which is, not that much money. So again, this is something that I can see myself using. Those are some of my initial thoughts. Seems like Lori is out. Seems like Mr. Wonderful, he's kind of leaning towards being out. And I'm not sure. Maybe Ty goes in. Maybe I don't see Mark going in. Again, I'm not looking at this ahead of time, so I'm just kind of giving you what I think is going to happen off the top of my head. I can definitely see, maybe Ty kind of going in, or to a lesser extent, Damon. I don't think this is something that Mark would be interested in. But those are some of my initial thoughts. Let me know, who do you think is going to be in it? And as we get back to the video and kind of see what they say and kind of go from there. Let's go.
I think the product's good. You guys are great. You're driven. You're focused. You've planned this whole thing out. The problem is I don't see the risk reward for me. You guys have to really hit it big, and there's just
I
so
think there's
much
potential for that.
No, I know there's potential for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's like I said, I don't see the risk reward for it for me. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you, Mark. We
Yeah,
appreciate
we
that.
appreciate it.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
you have great knowledge in the business. You're very sharp. I love your product. I'm going to be a
Thank you.
customer.
Yeah.
But ice chests aren't in my business wheelhouse, and I think you can do better with other sharks.
Hey,
So for
hey,
that
you got to
reason,
keep chicken cold
I'm out.
somehow.
I like my chicken hot.
Don't go out just yet. We're still going.
I'm sorry, but I'm out. Best of luck to you.
I
Thanks, sir.
appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Guys, I mean, look, it's a total crapshoot. If it sells through Target, things are going to happen. If it
Yeah.
doesn't,
Correct.
it's bad news. So I'm going to make an offer commensurate with the risk.
Little TiVo action here.
Seems interested in Chad and David's lightweight cooler company, Foam.
I'm going to make an offer commensurate with the risk. But for me, I'm going to take it to my distributor that does my pizza ovens and puts them everywhere. They know the space. They know every single big box guy, including the pallet programs and everything else. But we got to have the sell-through data. So the risk is if those first units sell through,
Yeah.
then it's Katie bar the doors. If they don't, I'm the only guy on the beach with this. That's it.
No.
It's a problem. I'll give you 150,000. I want 33 and a third. I want to be a third partner.
I appreciate that offer.
Okay, guys. I think your play is to use other people's brands because I don't think that this is self-explanatory. So I think this is going out and getting the license to various brands. I could take a flyer on it, but it's going to be same as Kevin. No, actually better than Kevin. $150,000 for 30%.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You actually have two great offers.
We are absolutely considering both your offers.
What you going to do?
Yeah.
17.
All right.
So I think for either
Yeah,
Mr.
either.
Wonderful or Damon, just because we are putting all in on the target order, we know that's going to sell through, and it's going to be, it's just
I
like you
wish
said.
I knew that
We're going to have
too.
to Katie bar the doors after that. We would be looking at 17% for 150,000.
Yeah.
We're going to be going in REI next year.
You
as
got a
well as
whole lot of
Meyer.
will be going somewhere. That's great. But today, I got to go off of what it is today.
Understand.
I'm going to stick in my number, guys.
I'm going to stick with mine because I actually have to go to the meeting with the master distributor and convince them to do this, hopefully off the numbers that we get in the first 2 weeks in Target. That's how we did Bertello's Pizza Oven. The minute we had sell-through, we went to see the big guys.
Yeah.
And that's how we sold the big deals. Because we had to get the financing, the factoring, the pallet programs, all that stuff. And this is seasonal.
The question is, do you think that my route of us inbounding licenses is the route?
I wouldn't want it to be the exclusive route, but I do think
Right.
bringing licenses in is absolutely something we can do, especially since we can easily design various looks. Damon, would you do 25%, 150, be done with this, shake
No,
hands?
I'm where I'm at, guys, because I know the pain that I'm going to endure. It would be 35 normally.
I don't think you're going to endure as much as you might think, 'cause this is what we've done our whole career. We will do the work.
And this is what I've done
We
my
just-
whole career.
Absolutely. If
You got to make a decision.
Yeah, let's do it.
A good deal is when we both feel uncomfortable.
Hey, kudos to them, man. Congratulations. They did a deal with Damon. Hey, it seems like that valuation of the company got cut short pretty good, which makes sense, man. $1.5 million, $414,000 that they have sold year to date. That seems a little bit high. Seems like he kind of gave them an evaluation of about $500,000, which probably seems a little bit more reasonable. Let me know what you guys think. They didn't really get off into the IP side of things, and seems like it's like a high risk reward situation, kind of based on what Kevin and kind of Damon both bringing up some good points. It seems like Mr. Wonderful wanted a third of the company, which they seem to not even bother with trying to talk him down on that. Now, it'd be interesting because it seems like maybe Mr. Wonderful or Kevin O'Leary has a better, I guess, opportunity to kind of bring on others involved to kind of really blow this thing up. And it seems like Damon just talked about the licensing route of it, which seemed like they didn't want to do exclusively, but it seemed like they took it maybe because it was less than the 33%. So I don't know. That's interesting. We'll see. Seems like a lot of this is kind of going based off how that Target run is. Definitely see if we can get them on the show. Here I'm pulling up the website. Boom. Like I said, it seemed like they I didn't see any registered trademark applications or trademark applications filed on this, but that can be for a number of reasons. especially if they kind of doing this thing as more of a design as opposed to an actual word mark. But I would still probably do the word mark as well. But it seems like maybe it's a design mark, and kind of tough to look those up via the test database. I mean, I would imagine that it's a patent on this thing. It seems like it has a number of features that makes it patentable. To the extent that you guys are watching the two owners, let me know if you guys have a patent on this thing. I know sometimes we get comments under these videos from the owners. I would be interested in knowing if they have a patent on it. Typically, you'll see that at the bottom. I would love to see, to the extent that they do have a patent pending or a patent file, to put that patent number or the word the patent pending at the bottom. I don't see it at the bottom, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have it. Again, we were talking about stuff like innovative design. Those are kind of buzzwords for me as an IP attorney that makes me believe that they do have some patentable features on this thing. And obviously, as you kind of look at these videos, I've never seen a cooler that is able to not only float, but look at that video. This thing could be ran over and still survive. So, man, that means something to me from a patentability standpoint. Now, whether or not it's going to make it is a different story, but from a patentability standpoint, it definitely seems like it's something there. So again, let me know to the extent that you guys see this thing as the business owners, if you guys have a patent on this thing. And man, I don't know. I personally think if they kind of do this social media big and they kind of can get a following on this thing and kind of hit a D2C, I think that it can be big that way. I know a lot of time, especially before, it's like kind of the record company. Back in the day, the record companies kind of really helped you push this thing out there. And that's maybe a similar thing with like the Targets and the Walmarts, where 20, 30 years ago, they really kind of helped you push your thing out there. Nowadays, with the record company, they're going on YouTube and these different social platforms and seeing what's already hot. And then now they're trying to bring them to the fold, which, is smart on their part because it's kind of less money that they have into an artist because the artist is already buzzing and things like that. And it seems like it's a similar thing these days where you have that D2C, your e-commerce platform, your social media platform can really kind of set you up really good to the point where now, you coming in Target, you coming in Walmart with a buzz already, as opposed to having to come, start fresh in the Target or the Walmart or the big box retailer being your buzz. Now, again, I think that, man, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would have probably kind of focused on the D2C aspect of it, trying to get the social media following, get the e-commerce following up, and then maybe going to a Target or whatever the case may be. But again, it seems like based on how this first run is going to go, it seems like it could potentially make or break the company, which is, I don't know. Obviously, like I said, a big risk, big reward. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. To the extent that you like the video, please hit a like button. And to the extent that you want to be a part of the IP community and you are not, please hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the IP community. Seems like that was the fourth one for the, season 16 episode. I think 6 it is. So again, we're chugging our way through this thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We'd love to hear your feedback. Congratulations. I love all the good feedback. Seems like sometimes you guys go back and forth in the comments. So as long as we're keeping it PG-13 and you guys are providing value that I didn't even know, some working at the company, some from buying a product, some from knowing the story in a little bit more detail compared to what's being shown on Shark Tank. So I love those type of comments. So let me know if you can bring something new. Please let me know in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you guys. And until next episode, you guys take care. Peace.